Visalaw is the first immigration intelligence platform built by immigration lawyers for immigration lawyers. We built it to support every area of an immigration law firm's work, not just research, not just drafting, but the full practice of immigration law, restoring attorneys' time for client advocacy. It starts with data. Visalaw AI is built on the largest and most robust immigration law dataset available, curated by immigration attorneys and continuously updated. Every feature, workflow, and AI capability is grounded in authoritative immigration law. The platform is built with enterprise-grade security, and customer data is never retained or used to train AI models. Our improved case law tools deliver faster, deeper legal analysis with clear authority, stronger context, and reliable citations you can trust. Our new research agent goes further. It identifies your practice area, checks live government sources for policy changes through GovSync, searches the full catalog of US case law, statutes, and regulations when needed, and verifies every citation before results reach you. Visalaw AI. This is immigration intelligence you can trust.
Very cool. Welcome, Josh. Glad to have you in.
Thanks for having me as always.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to be back and doing these. Thank you to everybody who's taken the time out today to join us and learn a little bit about our new RFE tool that we have in our Visalaw 2.0 product, which you just saw a video for. You just saw that sort of preview. The great news is we're beginning to roll that out to users, current users and new users alike. And there's a couple, we don't want you to lose access to the tools you know and love, like Visalaw 1.0. So there is a bit of a phased approach as that comes out. So Josh, if you want to explain a little bit how that will work for users, I think that'd be really helpful.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So right now, like Ian mentioned, we're in the process of rolling out Visalaw AI 2.0. So right now, actually today, we have a select group of users who this is going to launch to immediately today. So we're going to have 2.0 rolling out to kind of those groups as well. The goal here and the plan is to actually have likely a full public launch on Monday. So again, obviously with tech, always be a little bit there, but Monday is the goal with that. For all of our existing customers too, they should be on a lookout for an email from us as well here in the next couple of days. We'll be sending out a full timeline of what that'll look like for the rollout. As Ian mentioned, this is going to be a phased rollout, so it'll go in multiple phases. We're also going to have anyone who is currently in the product is going to have access to 1.0 for a little bit as well. I don't know. I don't remember if we're doing 60 days or 90 days or beyond that, but we're gonna make sure that's a little bit of a phased rollout. So anyone who's currently using the product isn't immediately thrown into something they have no idea with. And also as we work through our 2.0 version, if anything with technology, if anything does go weird, at least we have the 1.0 to fall back on there as well. Good news is, at least today, we're actually demoing the RFE response in the 2.0 version. So we can actually see what that'll look like a little bit more in practice, again, in kind of this new version of Visalaw AI.
That's right. And, for anybody who's unfamiliar and you haven't seen much, you saw a little bit of a preview there at the beginning. But if you are maybe exploring AI products and you're new to Visalaw AI, or a current customer even that hasn't heard much about it, basically our 2.0 update is our largest and most significant update to date. And basically we're just bringing all of our sort of siloed tools that we had that were at your disposal, where you might be doing some context switching, going from translation to document Q&A to whatever. Now it's all in a one unified chat. We've got projects that will help you organize your chats and your work in one stable environment. It's basically like a folder full of memory for your AI. So it's going to be very, very familiar and much more intuitive and easy to use, as well as having an new and improved research engine behind it as well. So as we get into today, I do want to offer you all the chance. You've got the chat feature. You can ask questions as we go through today. If you want to understand anything that's going on behind the scenes, we've got Emily Cohen here as well, who's going to be able to talk you through all of the draft-specific questions as our drafts guru here with us. And Josh is going to take us through the demo and explain some of the workflow here. And so we're really excited to show that. So Josh, why don't you go ahead and
Yeah,
and pull it up, and we'll go ahead and get started with the RFE tool. You know,
let's
for
do it.
yeah, for anyone who is submitting a large portion of you're submitting a lot of petitions, it's high likelihood you may receive RFEs on, some of the latest data we've seen. And, L1 cases, you're going to see it on maybe 45% of the things that you submit. I-29s or I-129s, you're going to receive 20 to 30. If you submit 100, it's remarkably, if you're trying to scale up, you really need to find a way to handle RFEs in an efficient manner. And that's really what we have designed our tool to center around.
And yeah, no, a great point, Ian. And again, I think it'd be at this point, there's not an attorney that I haven't talked to that hasn't received an RFE at some point. So it is a very important tool, and one that we're very happy to begin offering again here as well. Again, just kind of for quick illustration purposes as well, we are actually going to be in the 2.0 version today of the product. So if anyone wants a little bit of that interface looking, it's going to be the main chat page, a little bit different from our home screen on the 1.0 there. But with this, we'll actually dive into our drafts, and we'll talk a little bit about how this actually will work within our new RFE response and how this will work in practice. So let's go ahead and start that RFE response. So with this, I did a little test one before this as well. So um, how this will work is what we're going to do is we're actually going to begin. Again, we have a bunch of different document types that we can do here. We're going to select our RFE. Some other features we'll note just in the drafting on 2.0 as well. Just some added features on here of being able to select our citation formatting here at the bottom. Same thing too for exhibit styles if we want numerical or alphabetical. Again, these are small little add-ons, but kind of quality of life things that are added in 2.0 just to kind of make it a little bit more customizable when actually drafting some of these petitions. With this, we'll go ahead and actually create this draft here for us and begin the process. So, a couple of cool things here. With this, at the top here, what we're going to notice is it actually says RFE document, upload the request for evidence document here to parse the requested items. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to upload the document and the RFE that we received from USCIS. So with this, let me open up our RFE response. And I'm going to give this example RFE. This one is an H-1B example here. And this is going to actually parse through the RFE that we've uploaded. With this, we're then going to provide all of the materials that we initially needed for our documents, right? So this is what we used and initially submitted for the case that we were working on. And so we can upload these here into the system as well. We'll wait for the AI to run through both of those. Some good parts about, again, using any of our products, but specifically using the drafting side of things. Again, this is going to run if we decide, hey, we want to continue this later. We actually go back, we can see how far in the process we are. If we want to go to, looking into one of our projects, or we want to do a chat, we're able to do that. And these drafts are still going to continue on for us here in the background as well. So we don't actually have to sit around and wait for this to begin processing.
And that's an excellent point of sort of order, Josh, because it's important to remember, when we upload these documents, we're uploading massive PDFs, typically like really large documents. So it does take a moment for the AI to sort of read through them. Do not worry, if that happens, just like Josh said, go back, pick up something else up as you go through and wait for those things to process. It's just the system is going to go through and take its time and make sure it gets all the things that it needs to upload.
Absolutely. And I think that that's always a good thing. It's always fun where, if you have something else that comes up, start it, come back later, go grab a quick coffee. It'll be done for you by the time you get back. Cool. So with that said, we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the next section here within the actual document now that all of these have been read and looked at here as well for us. With this, a couple of things we'll notice. Surprisingly here, right, we're actually going to see the analysis. So all of these for this RFE analysis here, this is actually looking at the documents that we provided. And it's going to tell us, hey, what does the RFE actually say, and where is it that this information is coming from? So what we're seeing here is, again, the records that are missing from the initial filing. And we also have the ability here, if we do or don't want to respond to some of these sections, right? So the AI is actually going to go through, it's going to look at what is needed based on the RFE that was provided. And again, what's missing from that initial filing. And this will go section by section to actually build this out. One of the things I will mention here, right now, the ability to edit, again, what's needed in these documents isn't currently in here. That is something that we're working on adding here in the near future. But the goal of this is we want to actually get the 2.0 product out and ready to use. So again, we're always working to better this, but this is actually going to tell us, again, based on all of the evidence that was required in each section, what the AI sees and what it is that we actually are needing and missing from that initial filing here. Not even subtly, it's very clear and straightforward, trying to get a 1 or 2 sentence response here of showing us, hey, this is actually what we need a petition support letter, and these are inconsistent, let's figure out how to do that. So really, really cool in terms of being able to just upload an RFE and actually get that response back almost immediately on what we actually need to upload here to make this better. As we move forward here, a couple of cool things that are pretty interesting. The AI actually is, again, we have all of our documents here that we can go through. As always, with any sort of our projects, we can manually create groups here. We can rename sections using AI. We can organize them using the AI, which is typically one that I like to do. This is actually going to take all of the materials we provided, and it should be able to place them into categories if we need them. Again, obviously, this is an RFE response, so there's not really a category for this. But if we were doing other types of drafting, we would be able to do that in here as well. So with this, we'll move on to the next section here. One of the things that we're going to notice, which is a little bit different from our specific types of drafts. Normally, what we would do is we would select what sections of the document we actually want the AI to be drafting. Being that we already uploaded that RFE example, the AI, again, that initial step there when we're going through and doing that analysis, the AI is actually going to look through. It's going to basically automatically make those sections since we know what is going to be responded to. So we actually don't have to worry about selecting those as we go through and actually build that out. That will build it for us here. With that being said, which processes we're doing. Again, this one was an H1B, so we're able to do that. Some other things, and this is an optional step here as well. If we have any specific instructions or guidance that we want the AI to consider while it's drafting this RFE response, we're able to do this here by giving it specific details, right? So we can say, hey, I want you to include this detail. I want it to sound, like this. I want to include or highlight this specific piece of information. Basically, what we're doing here is we are giving additional, ideas and sort of guiding the AI in a way we want this to write in a response that makes sense here for us. And again, all optional in this case. And then finally, as with most of these, we can sign this at the end, however we want. We'll have some document settings that we can go through here as well. This is going to be reflective for, again, an exhibit list. Again, maybe a little bit less important for this one, but actually, let me go through. Did I turn? Let me actually turn this one off since this is our example RFE, and we don't necessarily need a site to that for this. Let me turn that off super quick. We'll do the H1B. Let me re-sign this. Perfect. And with this, again, yeah, we'll be able to decide. We can call things tabs exhibits. We can name them something custom or no citations at all. If we want to include an index at the end of this, we can do this as well. If we want to annotate the list, we can do that here. Again, we are in the testing area of 2.0, so ignore this generate AI report, as that you guys will not have access or see that button. Finally here, this would be the payment section typically for the drafts. In this case, we'll go ahead and run through this. Again, we do have various plans that are available for the product here. Again, core plans are a pay-per-use. We also have our pro plan, which does include the petitions included in the price each month, where you kind of get a bucket we're able to draw from a bunch of different petitions that you and your firm can both access. So while we wait for the RFE response to run through, we'll take a brief pause here for that to go through. Ian, anything to add while we wait for this to run here for us?
Well, absolutely. I think in thinking about the Visalaw 2.0 product and understanding that people are going to have access to that in this following week, it's important if you are a current customer and you're looking to get some onboarding help. I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat here the email for our support team. They are happy to sit down with you for about, for 15, 20 minutes, however long it takes, really. I mean, but 15 minutes, and we can usually get you really up to speed on anything that, whether it's specific workflows or whether it's just generally, getting a look through the product again. They're there to help you and help our current customers with any issues that you may have. So feel free to schedule some time with them as we start, once you see Visalaw 2.0 and you get into it and you want to learn a little bit more about it, ask some direct questions to our team. You can do that with an email here. That said, if you are not a current customer, if you are, just learning about Visalaw AI and are interested in learning more, the best way to do that and the best next step that you can take would be to schedule a demo so you can talk with Josh, you can talk with Tyler, Jack, or Will, our account executives who are able to discuss with you everything about Visalaw and how it may be useful in your environment, in your workflows. So these are the best next steps you can take depending on where you are in your experience with Visalaw AI. And this is the best way to use it better and to improve your workflow. Make things take less time. Spend less time dealing with RFEs. Hopefully, one thing that we hope with Visalaw AI, with our drafting and with our legal research tools, is that you won't actually have to use this RFE analysis tool, because we hope that you would actually be able to, with this extra help, with our tool, you would receive fewer RFEs in general. But if
Absolutely.
you do have this new RFE tool at your disposal as well.
Well, perfect. No, I appreciate that too, Ian. And again, just like that, perfect amount of time we're able to actually get that first draft of this done while we're running through it. So appreciate that too. And yeah, again, for anyone here who is interested in the 2.0 version, support's going to be super great for that as well. Again, if you're also a new customer looking for that, the sales team's more than happy to run you through kind of a demo, more in-depth demo on this, answer any of those questions as well, and pass those through to the next sections here. While we wait for this to run through, let's see. Oops, that's the wrong button. That's not what I meant. Let me click into this again.
And if you are interested in learning a little bit more about Visalaw 2.0 or just about our pricing structure, I'm going to send also in the chat here just a link to the website so that you can learn more about Visalaw on your own if you need to as well.
Absolutely. And yeah, I will mention for anyone, again, we are in a testing environment right now. This is our previous version of it. That said, I did run one of these earlier, so I do have a completed RFE that I can show with all the same documents and everything ran the same way. That was just run a little bit earlier here for us. So again, always good to have a backup just in case. So with this, once the document's done, we'll be able to see an example here of how this works. So again, we'll see the actual letter itself. We're going to see all of the a couple things we can do here once this is done. What we can do within here is this is actually going to be a rich text editor. So once the document's actually finished, we're actually able to type directly into the document. So if we want to actually make any edits, we don't have to open this in a separate platform. We'll be able to do this as well directly here within the system. But if we want to, we can always download it. We can do Words, we can do PDF. If we do want to open it somewhere else, we're able to do that. We also have some tools built in, like our AI redraft. So, maybe this letter sounds good, but we want to make some specific changes, right? We can say, hey, we want to, make this more clear, more concise. We want to make this more in depth. We want to make this sound more professional or like an attorney, whatever we want it to say. We can actually let the AI go through. It can rewrite these sections here for us. We can auto apply these changes. It'll replace that paragraph. We can copy it to our clipboard, make edits there as well if need be. So again, really, really cool features. If we also have maybe staff or maybe a paralegal who's doing this first draft for us, we also have a send for review button. They can actually send that to another team member for them to take a look at. And if we're sharing this project as well, we can have multiple team members working on this. We can send it back and forth for each other for review. With this, finally, what we can do once this document is finished is actually bundling this petition packet together. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be able to go in, and again, we're going to download our document that we have. Again, we'll have group names in here. If we want to add page numbers to the petition packet, we can do that as well. But let me just download this, and I can show kind of what a completed packet will look like. All right. So as you can see here, we do have our letter finished here for us. And I'll kind of do a quick scroll through here. If anyone's interested in seeing the result of this as well, we're more than happy to send that over, shoot Ian over an email. We'll make sure to get you guys a copy of the letter here so you guys can actually take a look at it a little bit more in depth if need be. What I also recommend too is if you haven't done a full trial with us, we do offer a 2-week free trial with Visalaw. So this is your first time or you're just hearing about us for the first time, I want to make sure that we are actually able to show you guys in practice how this will work. So
absolutely. So we do have a question here from Joe. Does the redraft tool count against the count for the number of projects for billing purposes? So the number of drafts
great
that
question.
are used.
I'm assuming for the AI redraft. So no, the AI redraft does not, being that it's not doing the entire petition for that. So you can do that in here as well. That is an excellent question. But yeah, so the AI redraft does not count as a full redraft, being that we're not redrafting the entire document.
Yes.
Excellent question there as well.
And we have additional question here from Lisa. Can you use the AI redraft function to reorder the sections of the response? If not, how do you reorder the sections?
Great question. So for this one, typically what we would do is we would actually have a, and so for this one, that would be in the previous, for the RFE responses, this would be in our previous responses here. So when let me go back here. So when we're going in and actually selecting our, oops, let me pop this up. We're actually doing this initial analysis of the documents we provided. These sections in here, this is how we would go and select how we want this actually in here. Reordering this if need be. This is where we can go and actually say, hey, we do or don't want to respond to these. Again, this is going to be where we actually do the ordering of those documentations in here. Again, for any of our other document types, there's also a drag and drop sort of section. If we're wanting to do things like reordering our exhibit list, right? These can just be dragged and dropped. We can change the order of them in here as well. Again, if we want to group documents, we could do that in here. So a bunch of different ways we can go and actually order the sections of the document and figuring out what it is that we actually want to respond to for each one of them as well. Excellent questions, though.
Yes, absolutely. And so Emily's also offered a little bit of insight here and let us know. Currently, the sections are in the order that they appear in the RFE. More customization will be added in the near future, but you could do this, with AI redraft. You could do it. Certainly you have those options in the product, but you could also download it in Word and reorganize that way. We want to be able to make sure that you still have those customizable options.
Absolutely.
In the product and also outside of the product.
A good old copy and paste if we really need to. But yeah, with this too, let me kind of scroll through the letter here for us to take a final review with. What I want to get to here is going to actually be the end of the documentation, which is going to show, again, our index of our exhibits. So all of our exhibits as they were listed on in here as well. With this, what we're going to see is each of the exhibits as they were uploaded. And again, the materials that were used in order to actually draft this letter here for us, or this response here for us within the documentation. And again, as you can see, we do have this in various formatting here as well. The AI actually goes through and it will read all the documentation. We can do Word, Excel, PDF, CSVs, I think even JPEGs and PNGs now. Everything in here, I think the only limit we really have in terms of upload is less so in terms of how many documents you upload and more so the size of the individual documents here as well within the system. So all of these are going to be the biggest kind of updates within this as well. But yeah, very, very cool to actually have this entire packet created for us in response here in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And another question here, can the date, USCIS address, and the subject of the RFE and all the various items here be added?
I would say that's a great question. I'll be transparent and say I'm not 100% sure. I would assume that that would be the case for the customization here. I maybe will let Emily take over on that one, being that she is our drafts guru with that and might have a little bit more insight. Off the top of my head, I would say, yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't, but I'm also not the one who made it, so there might be things that I'm not aware of.
Sure. Yeah, and so it's an excellent question, and all of these questions on customization are extremely important. Also, extremely important to us as we do our development work. These
Absolutely.
are, the way that we've designed it, Visalaw AI, is we want it to take some of the burden off the immigration attorney, understanding that it's never been harder to be in this field. So it's all of our tools, we're open to feedback, and we've basically designed Visalaw 2.0 around all of the things that have been mentioned to us before. Emily's answered this question here, not currently as a header, but we will be adding this where you can add it manually directly in the interface.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If we have feedback, what's the best way to share it with you? Great question.
Great question. Yes, absolutely. You can share it with support@visalaw.ai. Would be the best way to send your feedback in, and we're super excited to hear from you, Lisa, on anything that you have suggestions for.
Yes, absolutely. And again, within the product too, we do have, if there is ever feedback or things too, the support one's going to be great. We do also have a built-in, again, in the 2.0 version, this is going to be our little help bar up here. Again, you can actually send us a message directly if need be. With this, you can actually send us, say, hey, we have some feedbacks, we have some questions here. Very similar. We have a help bar on the bottom down here in the 1.0 that you'll be able to send us a message within the system and be able to actually get a response back from same people you'd be messaging if you shot them an email in support, but always able to kind of get that feedback sorted so we can get that as well. Even if you have a good sales rep, most of the time we pass on any of the things we do in our demos to the teams. I know that I always jot down the notes there as well of what people are looking for and what features we can add here in the future. But we do love hearing from you guys. We love setting up if you haven't done a demo, we do even set up a feedback call at the end where we take what it is that we've done in our demos, seen how well it did in practice for you, and see what we can do to improve to make the product better in the future for you and all future users.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're reaching the end here. So yeah, like I said, any additional questions, any additional, if you want a copy of today's output, send me an email and we're happy to get back to you. And I'm happy to forward you to the right places that you need to be. I don't know if you can hear my puppy
I was
is
gonna
letting me
say,
know. My puppy's
no,
letting me know that it's time to wrap up.
I
For
said,
dinner.
hey, we're done.
And get him lunch. So thank you guys. Thank you, Josh. And thank you everybody who took the time today. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.